I felt like that punch was a little racist. There, I said it.
Sterling on it.
How you doing?
Probably was. It probably was.
You know, how you doing? There it is. There it is.
How you doing?
Welcome to the Bloodlab. I'm Al, joined by my brothers Marcus, Rick, and Matt. What's going on, gentlemen?
Not much. Chilling. What's up with you, man?
Can't call it, brother. Can't call it.
Welcome to the party.
So yes, this episode we're going to discuss, sports, which is Marcus's field right here.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to pass it on to you, brother. I didn't know if you wanted to start it off or if you wanted our boy Matt to start it off, but I'll let you rock and roll.
I don't know, man. I'll start it. I got the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. The Kansas City Chiefs did what I figured they would. Hurts me a little bit because I'm a Lamar fan. I'd love to see him win, but I just kind of knew.
Yep.
This Chiefs team is different, man. The defense is rocking, and they still got Patrick Mahomes, so they're always gonna be in it. But yeah, as far as that, and then like the Lions collapsing,
Sheesh.
Collapse? Is that what we're calling them?
I mean, I don't know, man. Like I'm kind of on the fence about it because like they were winning, and like the things that got them there, they had to continue to do it, but like they stopped running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And, like they were just trying to score at that point. It's like I don't know. Once the momentum switched, I kind of knew what was about to happen, But I'll say this. Going into the Super Bowl, the 49ers can't play that game. Or the game they played against Green Bay.
They'll be done.
Getting down by double digits, they're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
If they get down by double digits, they're going to lose by double digits.
They scored 18 points in 7 minutes.
Yeah. It's crazy. So, yeah, man. I don't know. It was a good weekend of championship weekend. It was a good weekend of football. But, like, what do you guys think about it?
Brother Matt, we'll let you go first.
To start off with the Chiefs-Ravens game, I think that game was strictly defense.
Yeah.
Nobody was really able to score the ball as easily as both of those teams have the whole year. And then Zay Flowers trying to dive into 3 Chiefs defenders and fumbling it on the 1-yard line. I feel like that ended the game right there.
This is a call that could determine the whole game right here.
Sneed,
It's out.
who has played at the highest level this entire season, Jim. Sneed has defended the other team's best receiver, traveled with him all year, and he has shut him down week in, week out, and makes the biggest play of the season.
Because then Lamar throws a pick a few downs later when they get the ball. But you could put the blame on anybody on that. I don't think it's one person. But Lamar, he did very good as being a leader. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, sir.
I mean, the Lions and 49ers, I don't really have much to say for that one. The Lions just fell apart. And I think they got too happy. They started celebrating too early. And
I second that.
Yeah.
once they got too excited, I think it was over with after that. You got to be, even if you're up 20, you got to act like you're down 5. Like,
Especially in the playoffs.
especially in the playoffs,
absolutely.
exactly. But yeah, like Marcus said, it was a great weekend. If you love football in general, no matter what team you're cheering for, it was great games all around. So,
Oh, yeah.
Heard.
Oh,
Definitely.
absolutely. Brother Rick, your thoughts?
I'll start with where you all just ended with that, where Matt ended with that, and we kind of chimed in. Absolutely. I'm not saying there hasn't been any years, but as far as I can remember, this has been one of the best championship weekends as far as I'm concerned for entertainment. I think the media is trying to tell us, like let me rephrase. There's definitely a vibe out there that they're trying to create some controversy with this whole Taylor Swift shit, where because like, look, you'll see all these people online defending her being there and them showing them, like they have a video breaking down exactly how many seconds they spent showing her. Like Colin Cowherd went on a whole rant about it, and honestly, I don't think too many of us are bitching. Like, am I speaking for all of us, at least that are on the show right now, Blunt Lab's concerned? Just when I say that I don't mind them showing her, I don't mind the extra entertainment value. Do you?
No, not at all, man. She's a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
besides the fact, well, obviously she's attractive to look at, but they're not really like overemphasizing it. Like Colin Cowherd's show broke it down for 12 seconds. She got literally 12 seconds of TV time in the last game. The most was in the Dolphin game, but that was because the game was fucking terrible. You know what I mean? It was like 42 seconds of airtime. Like, they broke it down, how much airtime she got at each game. So with that said, they break it down too, and they're like, you know how much actual football time you get? 16 minutes. Like, you're getting 16 minutes of football with all the other shit going on. I was like, okay. Anyways, I digress. That said, I'll start with the Kansas City game. If that doesn't prove to you that I will never doubt Patrick Mahomes again. And
you can't never do that.
You can doubt the Chiefs. You can dislike the Chiefs. You can disrespect the Chiefs. You're going to have to deal with the Chiefs.
You know, I told you guys I was kind of wide open with the AFC. I didn't have a set pick, you know what I mean, when it came to the AFC. I knew the Niners were coming, but the AFC I didn't really know. It was kind of up in the air. That game solidified what I've been saying about Lamar and the Ravens for quite some time. So this season that you got from Lamar and the Ravens is the exact season you're going to get from Lamar if he stays healthy every season. You're going to look great doing the regular season, going to come up short in the playoffs because the better playoff teams are going to beat you, and here's why. I used the terminology in a previous show called broken plays, and I want to back up and sort of retract a little bit. It's not really broken plays. It's that they're designed to run this option on every game, or every play, and every game. So what happens is the defense doesn't exactly know what's going to happen. Like with most teams, they study. So they're like, when we see this look, this cadence, this shift, we know basically what they're about to run.
Good.
Lamar has the ability to take that ball and make a good decision, and has the physical abilities to make it a true RPO, right? And what happened is he came up short. I call it luck ball. You guys know in the chat, I called it quite often, luck ball. It's going to run out. And when you're playing a good team like Kansas City, who's just going to dissect you, it's toast. Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes are breaking a record every single time that they have a pass. It's right now. And it was amazing to watch. It was a great game to watch. Kansas City is going all the way. The Niners-Detroit game, yes, you can't knock him for going for it on fourth on those two different ones where they came up short, because you would call him a genius if he made it.
If he made it, yeah.
Goff, pressure, in trouble, throws on the run, incomplete.
But at the same time, to tie it up, come on, man. I hope he learned a little bit from that.
Look,
amazing game.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I hope this wasn't his last season.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. But I want to congratulate Marcus, because, you know, he basically picked right on all his picks.
His tree was 100% correct. 100%.
Yeah. I just
script, bro.
I just want to say fuck your couch, homie. I just want to say fuck your couch. You know, I'm a little pissed that Detroit lost, because for me, I was telling my wife, it's not that I'm going against Kansas City in any way, shape, or form, because they're the second team that I like. You know, I knew they were going to win. You know, I had a buddy who's a Buffalo fan who I just want to say I'm sorry to.
Sure.
You know, again, I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes.
It's hard. It's very hard to do.
I never will. Not a big game.
You just can't do that.
Well,
it would have been a great Cinderella story to have Detroit in the Super Bowl. Because, I mean, shit. When was the last time they ever won any fucking thing?
Yeah, but Kansas City would have beat the fuck out of them.
We don't know that, man. And I told my wife, you know, if that had happened, I would have literally put my money on Detroit.
They would have been overwhelmed.
At that point, you're not getting there, especially Jared Goff. You know, he's not getting there to lose. You know, Matt Stafford already won 1-1. it's his turn.
Homie.
So, I mean, it's not that I would have been betting against Kansas City.
Did you bet against me?
Patrick Mahomes is my dude. I was telling Marcus that for me, you know, even though I'm a New York Giants fan, watching Patrick Mahomes for me was like watching Michael Jordan back in the day play ball. Whenever I watch a football game with him in it, it's like, you know, I'm ready to be dazzled.
Tom Brady.
You expected it.
He's in your top.
I don't know. A little too early to say.
Fuck that. He's already done more than Tom. If you think about it in trajectory, like if you look at it in trajectory, if Pat stays exactly on the pace he's on right now, he's gonna double what Tom did in everything.
Keyword right there.
Numbers, etc.
Keyword if.
Well, I pray he does, because I mean I know Patrick Mahomes is a better athlete than Tom Brady. Hands down.
3 out of the 4 last divisional championships. He's about to go win his 3rd fucking ring because they're gonna beat San Francisco. They're going to beat San Francisco.
Yes, they are.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they are.
This is going to be a better game than if it was Detroit, because I'm going to be honest with you. Detroit getting to where they got to the divisional game, they sort of hit their peak for this season, and let's just keep it real. They barely were able to handle. San Francisco showed them, we weren't really playing in the first half. George Kittle came out in the second quarter. I don't know if y'all seen these videos, but Kittle came out and he was mic'd up and he went all over the bench and he was like, y'all watch what we about to do at the beginning of the third. Let him sit over there and laugh. Let him sit and laugh. Watch what's about to happen.
Right.
They came out and in less than 8 minutes did everything that Detroit did in the first half. And it not only did they tie the game and make it a new game, Detroit went, oh, fuck.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Kansas City would have done that to them in the first 8 minutes.
Kansas City!
Yep.
This is going to be a better game. Yep. It's going to be a high-scoring, fun game to watch.
So I'm going to go all the way around the board so that everybody's pick is crystal clear, starting with you, Matt. Kansas City or San Francisco?
With everything in my heart, I want to say Niners, but I think anybody in the world is dumb to think that the Chiefs are going to lose this game. I'm sorry. The Chiefs are just too good. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, that defense they have, they have I want to say the most perfect team all around in the NFL right now. Doesn't really get much better than Kansas City football.
That's true. Right on, Brother Marcus. Kansas City or San Francisco?
Oh, I'm going to stick with my board, man. Kansas City's going to win. I love the Niners. It's not against the Niners. I'd love to see Matt get a ring. Like Purdy stories, dope. Love George Kittle. Like the whole team.
I love that team.
Nah, man. It's Mahomes, bro. It's Mahomes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother Rick.
Yeah. Across the board, like I just stated, I will definitely not bet against Kansas City. They got the momentum going into the game. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch between the two. I'm super excited. But as I've been saying all season to you guys, Patrick Mahomes goes into big games and he fucking wins.
That's all he knows how to do.
Yes. And I just want to join in on that. Kansas City is my pick, hands down. There's no way I'm going to bet against Patrick Mahomes. Please let me let it go. I just want to be the first to say that Travis and Taylor are going to be having a baby soon.
I still see it.
So I want to congratulate them.
That's what's up.
Hey, Alvin, real quick before you move on, you guys saw on Facebook today, I posed a question. It's the picture of Taylor whispering in his ear right after they won the game the other night. Can I maybe ask the three of you to elaborate on what you think she said? Wrong answers only.
What'd she say? What'd she say?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go Kingsman on this one. I'm gonna go Kingsman style. She was letting him know. I'll give you the butthole if you catch a touchdown pass.
Past Jerry Rice. What do you think, Matt? What do you think?
Hey, man.
I already put this on your Facebook, but I'll go ahead and double it up. Kids, if you're around, cover your ears. You're definitely getting pegged tonight.
It's time to get it.
Received a very warm welcome. There was definitely a lot of emotions to that. Mr. Marcus, I haven't seen you chime in on the book, but what'd you say? What do you think she was saying to him?
I don't know. That's a good one, man. I'm gonna lean towards what man. Like, it's got to be something in that kind of vein. It's got to be something like that. You know, especially after the game he just had. Oh yeah. It's definitely something like that.
My first opinion and thought when I saw it was I immediately saw Shang Tsung's voice, and it said, "Your soul is mine."
Your soul is mine.
Like I just, I felt it. I felt it. Like she told him, like, "Oh yeah, I own you now." Because, like, I sent this in the chat too, and just put this out there public. They're putting a number. She has generated $331 million in revenue for Kansas City and the NFL. And that 100% is why, fuck anybody's opinion who don't think that she need to be there, because you're seeing it left and right. It's bringing the young, more feminine demographic to the NFL.
Yeah, if even half of that money. Yeah.
And not that the NFL needed help, but I mean, shit, it doesn't hurt.
More is better.
No.
Yeah.
Well, she's not hurting the outcome of games, and she's not affecting anything in a negative way. So.
Yeah, if they would have disappointed, like them going to the Super Bowl means that it was all good, especially since they struggled in the beginning. Now, if they like win a first round exit for the first time since these guys started their run, their little dynasty run, some of our young guys like to call them the fucking young warriors of the NFL, cough, cough. But listen, these guys... These guys doing what they did, it solidifies that Taylor was a positive influence on the whole thing.
And look, because Taylor's pregnant and having a baby, Kansas City is guaranteed to win the Super Bowl. Guaranteed. You heard it here, folks.
Baby, you'll get the ring too?
Yeah, I was gonna say baby's gonna come out holding the ring.
Oh yes, sir. Super Bowl baby. Congratulations.
Talented. It's gonna be a talented kid, man.
Maybe we should live stream the Super Bowl.
Oh yes.
Let's
Before we go into a dude, I believe what was Netflix getting live again? What's that?
We're getting Raw on January 25. That's gonna be huge.
I'm always going Raw. It's always huge.
Before we go into this rumor I heard in basketball, I don't know if it's for sure or not. I wanted to ask you guys' thoughts on this because I just heard about it. Kanye West, or his clone, if you will. I don't know the story. Those are just the rumors. Those are just the rumors I'm hearing. I don't know if he's a clone or if it's Kanye West, but whatever the case may be, I heard Kanye West just spent $850,000 to remove all his teeth and replace them with titanium teeth.
Yeah, I saw that. I think what I was seeing is that he didn't take his teeth out. They put the titanium on his teeth.
Oh.
I don't want to say it's a grill, but it's sort of along the lines of like what a grill would be, or maybe veneers.
If it was real
maybe
perm.
Veneers, maybe. They just put it on his teeth. I don't know what he's going for there, but it's Kanye West we're talking about. So,
if in fact they did cover his teeth, that means they're still gonna rot on the inside. I kind of thought I heard they removed them teeth and replaced them.
Well, wouldn't it carbonize it? Like if it's completely sealed, there's nothing that's gonna happen to the teeth.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's hard to tell. I mean, Kanye West has been off his rocker for only the Lord knows how long.
He's a fucking robot already anyway.
Yeah. Elon Musk had his way with him.
$850,000. But hey, Kanye, if you're listening, dude, and you got an extra $850,000, I'm trying to buy the house.
Yeah, send some my way.
So, hey, dog, I'm a big supporter.
Oh, I'm the biggest supporter. Yeah, I'm the number one fan.
Yeah. Definitely.
I wish that motherfucker could stay in the studio. Like he's amazing with what he puts out in terms of art, but this dumb shit that he does over his publicity stunts, it's like I'm not knocking it. I guess I'm just more or less just saying like you've kind of done this to yourself. So hopefully he's doing it on purpose.
To second that real quick, I mean, he gets hate for it, but I mean everything he does works in his favor more times than not. Well, I mean we've been talking about him for the last 10 years about how crazy he is, and
well, he keeps himself current by being just a little bit extra. Like
I
by
think that's the
being
whole
extra,
point.
Yeah, it's the whole. He uses to be cliche. He uses the any press is good press scenario.
he takes that further than anybody I know.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it proves to me, rich people, man, they bored as fuck,
Yeah,
bro.
he don't know what to do
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah, they just do anything at this point, man. That's crazy. I'd love to be that rich where I'm just like, I just want to do something wild. That makes no sense.
I want to be that rich and not talk to nobody, so I don't know where they're going.
Don't talk to me.
Oh shit! If you go back to our Black Mirror episode, you remember that Black Mirror episode with what's his name from that '70s show? So fucking rich. Out there, just
yeah. It was in like Utah or some shit.
yeah.
Man, that's the way to go, especially these days, the times we're living in. We had to get what you can and get the hell out the way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's facts.
So I'd like for everyone to go around the board, give me your thoughts on this particular rumor. I don't believe it's true. You know, again, it's just something I heard. The Orlando Magic trading Markelle Fultz along with maybe 3 other names and a high draft pick for Zach LaVine. Have you guys heard this rumor? And if in fact, you know, whether or not you heard the rumor, what do you think about it if it was true? I'll start with you, Marcus, since you're the sports guy on the show.
Well, I have not heard it, but I know Levine's been in like trade rumors all season. Like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to be in Chicago. Chicago's not going anywhere. Yeah. They're probably going to unload him, DeRozan at some point, you know, a couple other guys. As far as the trade itself, like, on the surface, I don't hate it because I think Zach LaVine is fantastic, but he has been hurt a lot this year. And like, I don't know, like, it depends on the players that you're giving up. Like Fultz, that's fine. A high draft pick, like, that's depending on what year it is, that's fine.
I can't remember the other names, but I think there were like 2 or 3 other names.
Like, it just depends on like the pieces you're giving up for him.
But they weren't important pieces as far as I'm Yeah, definitely not any of the big names, but
I would say,
you want me to tell you what it is before you move forward?
Yeah.
So this is according to Sports Illustrated. So I'll call that a credible enough source to say that this is something circulating. Again, as you sort of prefaced, it doesn't necessarily make it a true thing. They have these sort of proposed trades all the time. So, and this is Bleacher Report suggests, okay, that the Bulls should trade Zach LaVine to the Magic for Gary Harris, Jonathan Isaac, Jalen Suggs, and the number 11 pick, which originally belonged to Chicago before it was given to Orlando and the Vucevic trade. So there you go. Now move forward.
I would not trade Jalen Suggs.
I wouldn't trade Jalen Suggs. He wouldn't be a part of that package.
I'm not saying it's too much for Zach because he's worth that, but as an Orlando fan, I wouldn't be happy with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it would be an even trade, but as a fan, I would hate it.
But I was going to say, too, though, if a trade like that was to happen, I feel like it could, like, motivate Zach to be at his best, though, you know? And you might get the best version.
Wait, are you trying to say, like, he tried to sell himself kind of thing?
Pretty much, you know? Like, so, like, he's been hurt this year, and I don't know, like, I'm not going to speculate on whether or not the injuries are legitimate.
He's been hurt a lot.
I assume they are.
He's been hurt a lot.
These days, nobody's even injured anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe he just like you said, maybe he doesn't want to be in Chicago and he's hurt.
I'm hurt. I'm actually hurt.
Holding out.
Oh, he definitely doesn't want to be in Chicago. He definitely
holding out via injury.
But I feel like he's definitely getting moved at some point before the deadline. I'd be shocked if he's not.
He has
moved.
value.
And if Orlando, he has
and you
value.
know they go get physicals before trades go through and all that shit. So you know.
But I can see the Magic making a move. I don't know if it's for Zach in particular, but I think they're close, you know, because they're a playoff team.
Do you think Zach helps the Magic, in your opinion?
Depending on what we give up.
And yeah, like if Jalen Suggs is a part of it, I say no. I definitely would not I would not include him in that. But if you can get around having to lose Suggs and you can get Zach, and like I would say, like at his apex, the best version of him, oh yeah, that definitely makes the Magic a better team. You know?
All right, Rick, what about you, buddy?
I mean, it really just depends.
Could you see the irony of Zach LaVine coming to Orlando and then being in the dunk contest after a fucking totally stealing that? He robbed Aaron, and I'm not taking anything away from what Zach did in that particular show. I still say Aaron got robbed. Aaron won that.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon was right. Aaron Gordon is right.
Might be. If you said it's over, then it has to be it's over. No, that is the exclamation point on the.
I digress. Yeah.
Also.
So, listen, I think I pretty much said it when I just read it right there. It's a newer rumor. Obviously, a lot of things come up when it gets getting close to February and the trade deadline is getting close. A lot of analysts and so-called experts and ex-players, et cetera, will sort of weigh on what they think are good trades, knowing what some of the teams are willing to deal with. Yes, I think Zach would be amazing in Orlando, but what we would have to give up to get that, I don't know. You know, I mean, it changes the dynamic of the team. If you take, I mean, okay, yes, if you take Jalen out of that picture and give him the rest of the shit, as far as I'm concerned as an Orlando fan, I would be okay with that, but Chicago's not going to take that. They know that he's worth more. So I would take Zach for sure, but not necessarily that trade package.
Not to harp on anything, but Jonathan Isaac, is that his name?
Yes.
He's basically the Magic Sterling Shepherd.
Yeah. Ever since the bubble, I mean,
he's a practice squad guy. You know, he's a good bit.
He didn't take a knee. He didn't take a knee in the bubble, and he got cursed ever since.
That's true. He's been injured a lot too, but I mean, he was like a defensive player of the year candidate before like all the injuries.
Yeah. That makes no never mind if you do.
That was fucking Penny Hardaway and goddamn everybody else who comes here. Grant fucking Hill, goddamn.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
There was a minute there, Otis Smith, I feel like wanted to get anybody who was about to get injured a shot to get some money.
Anything. Gilbert Arenas. I mean, really. I mean, I love Agent Zero. I love Agent Zero.
Me too.
But when he got to the Magic,
wasn't the same.
He was washed by then.
You know that guy that went up there, went up to New York at that same time period from when we had Dwight Howard, and Dwight wanted Chris Paul, and Otis wouldn't do it, and we almost got the guy from New York. When it comes to me, I'll bring it up. Power forward, wore glasses. You guys loved him. Damn it, I feel unprepared now.
Marty Stoudemire?
Stoudemire, yeah. We had an opportunity to have the three of them here together in Orlando, and that's what Dwight wanted, and Otis told him no. Like, that was a huge thing. That was a real big turning point for me as a fan. Like, oh, could you imagine? Like, we would have gone to win damn near the chip every year for at least 3, 4, 5 years. Especially if we gave him a bench. Stop shaking your head.
I don't know. I think Dwight Howard was player he was because he didn't have a Chris Paul or Stoudemire around him. The defense wasn't going to go anywhere, but I feel like as often as he was going to be able to score would have fallen tremendously, and Dwight wouldn't be the player he was if he had. Like, if Stoudemire's down on the block with him, half of those looks that Dwight was getting is gone.
No, I don't think so, because Stoudemire was a little more D-friendlier. Like that's the thing. He would have had Stotty sitting on the other side over there to kind of pick up on the defensive side so that Dwight could put a little more effort in the offensive side, and vice versa, because Dwight wasn't necessarily a large scorer in the NBA, like in Taiwan and this other shit he's doing right now. He's like, it's ridiculous, like Superman. But no pun intended. But over here, it was more of an even balance. Like, he was more of like, he would score you 15 to 21 and get you 15 to 21 boards and get 4 or 5 blocks. I think he led the blocks a couple of those years.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. And I feel like having some defensive help, because that's where we lacked. That's what fucked us up in those finals when the next year when he basically got us the arena, and that next year is when he asked for CP. That season, what we lacked, if we would have had about like a 10 or 15% better fucking defensive rating, so to speak, I think we could have got that chip. And a Damon and even a Chris Paul, because he runs the floor. Chris Paul is, again, he's not necessarily going to get you a lot of stats, but he runs the floor for you. And that's what Dwight needed. Yeah.
Yeah. I think with CP would have been Lob City if he came.
Yeah. I think them two would have been better than bringing Stoudemire there. But either way, at the end of the day, I don't think they were beating Kobe that year. Kobe was on a mission to get that ring. And that's the thing is, it don't matter. You know, I love LeBron, but LeBron wasn't going to beat Kobe that year. So
And if you think of all the free throws Dwight Howard wins.
Yeah, and he can't even shoot them motherfuckers either.
He was better than Shaq, but I don't even think it was necessarily about that year. Let's say
everybody was.
It was when they lost that. It was when they lost that to Kobe that Dwight asked for CP, and that's what I'm getting at. He was like, "Give me that piece right there."
We'll have it.
Et cetera. You know what I mean? And we would have been straight. But Otis went, he went and got all, "Oh, you're not going to tell, players aren't going to tell me." And that's why we lost Shaq for nothing, and so on and so forth.
Oh, God.
But I mean, the next year, Kobe won again, right? He finally beat Boston. So, again, I
there wasn't
still
a year
think,
in between? Oh, no, it was back-to-back.
It was back-to-back, and I that's the thing. I don't think Chris Paul would have been the piece to stop Kobe.
We don't think so, not then? Not with everything else Orlando was doing, because Kobe, they still went to 6 games.
Yeah, but Boston was running the East at that time, and I think Boston still would have ran Orlando over, even with Chris Paul. I mean, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Rondo, Ray Allen.
It is a what-if thing.
It is, but Boston was just way too good at that time.
Yeah, unfortunately. I can't stay in Boston.
It's nice to focus on basketball, though, for a little while. Just want to point that out real quick before we move on. Fantasy basketball now, I've actually been focusing, and you motherfuckers better watch out.
You got a lot of catching up to do.
Not really. I'm about to be in 3rd place after this week, Marcus Kafka.
And look where I'm at, buddy.
Coming for that ass.
Well, look, as far as like basketball fantasy is concerned, I just want to say to the 3 of you, fuck your couch.
Fuck your couch, nigga.
All right, so that's
thank God for Sean. Is that what you said? Thank God for Sean.
Yeah,
I'm still bitter about fantasy football. So look,
I don't even start.
I got a proposal. I'll trade you somebody for Giannis. You don't need him at this point, bro. You don't need him at this point.
Nah, Marcus, you need to give some people you got a few nice pieces on your team.
I was saying I'm willing to make some moves.
Look,
man.
at this point, if I see anybody good, I'm gonna try to scoop them up. Make sure you guys don't get them. I'm gonna play spoiler. I mean,
what I'm learning right now, it's about timing. It's about timing with those guys and who grabs them and where you are in waiver order. Like, it's a lot more like in football, we don't really have to do that very much. In basketball, though, again, it's like almost daily, like literally daily. You have to like see.
You have to pay attention.
I'll give like again, because of the way that we play, and I love you guys and all of that. It's about us getting better so we can go out there and conquer the world in the future. I'll do this to you. Something that I've been doing the last 3 or 4 weeks, and you guys can say what you want, but I have definitely been steaming up. I think I led the league last week. I've won 3 out of the last 4. In 3rd place, about to move into 3rd place. Here's what I'm going to tell you I've been doing here lately since I could focus less on football. You can go up to the top where it says display stats and it's showing 2024 and click that to the last 30 days. You'll kind of look at actually and see a little bit better perspective on what some guys have been doing. So some guys might only be averaging 28, 29, 30 on the season, so they don't look as attractive. If you look at the last 30 days, they might be averaging 45, 50 over the last 30 days because they picked up their game. And you know what I mean? Certain things like that. That's a little tip I might give for anybody on fantasy basketball.
Oh, I didn't want you to miss out on this. Like, man, I just wanted to be clear. What were your thoughts on Zach LaVine being on the mat?
He's a great player. I love the skill set that he has. I think on another team he'd be great, but what Orlando has brewing right now, I don't think there's a piece that they could give up to me that would make it worth their while, especially a high draft pick like 11th pick. They have great chemistry going on in Orlando right now, and I know that they're not technically a championship contender. I think they need to keep these young guys brewing because, I mean, it's working in Oklahoma City. You trust these guys. They figure out how to play together. They figure out how to beat these big-name teams. And 5 years down the road where the LeBrons, the Currys, the KDs are falling off or retired, these young teams who have been together for the last 5 years are going to be running the league. I mean, Boston, prime example of that. They've got Tatum and Brown, and they trusted those two guys, and they've kept them together, and they're the number 1 team in the NBA. So I personally don't think it's worth it because at best, Zach LaVine's got 5 years left of really being that guy. So I'd put my money and my faith into these younger dudes.
Right on, right on.
That's true. That's fair.
I agree with that. Just to say, Boston, they're still not going to win shit this year.
They got a good chance. I mean,
Yeah.
bringing Kristaps in and those few other pieces that they got, if Tatum and Brown carry the load and they let the other guys just do their 10, 15 points a game, they can go deep. I mean, they lost to Miami last year, but I
like seeing Boston in the championship just to lose it.
Yeah.
Well, as a Yankee, you have to be against Boston.
You have to be like that, yeah.
I understand.
But hey, look, man, I know you had some thoughts on a recent UFC card, because we all know I'm not a fan of Sean Strickland. Now, I will say this before. Now, I was kind of watching the fight, but not, I was joking around with the folks that we were watching the fight with, so I really wasn't watching the fight. So I can't really tell you whether or not the decision was just. I'm just glad that he doesn't have a bet.
You ever watch the highlights?
I mean, there really isn't much highlights from the fight.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I know he was cut by a headbutt, but I mean, the other side of his face was tore up too. Duplessis looked pretty tore up.
He looked rough, man.
I'm pretty banged up right now. I don't feel like. Listen, I'm up for another round if they want to go.
Like, he looked tore. That reminded me of like the BJ Penn and George St. Pierre fight. I know that BJ Penn whooped that ass that night. George St. Pierre went to the hospital. BJ went to the bar.
Yeah.
When you watch that fight, he beat his ass.
He did.
But they gave GSP the decision. But, that's neither here nor there. But I was just glad that Strickland lost. But did you watch the fight?
Oh, I was tuned in the whole entire fight.
Yeah, we were just back and forth, yeah.
I was actually pretty excited to watch the fight, even though I didn't really care who won. I'm happy with either outcome. But as a fan standpoint of the UFC in whole, I think if you're going to give some of these guys the wins here and some of these guys the wins there, I think it should be judged fairly throughout the whole thing. I know it's never, ever going to be perfect.
Yeah, that's what sucks.
But Dana White himself even said on his card, Sean Strickland won.
I had it 2-2 going into the last round, and I thought Strickland won the last round.
And me, in my opinion, he lost rounds 3 and 4. He got his ass beat those 2 rounds, but he won the first 2. And in round 5, he was putting the beats on him. So I think if we're judging off of who won each round, he won 3-2. Now, other guys are going to say, "Oh, well, Duplessis had the takedowns." Granted, yes, he was 6 and 9 for takedowns, but those takedowns didn't do anything. He strictly was like, "Oh, I need a takedown so I can win this round." It was one of those. Oh, there's 30 seconds left. I'm gonna take him down and get the points.
That's the unfortunate thing with the UFC. Takedowns count for so much. No matter, you would think what you do with the takedown would matter, most. But literally, if somebody gets taken down, you're like, fuck, man, you just lost the entire round because of that one takedown.
And that's the thing. I hated wrestling, grappling. When I first started watching UFC, I just wanted to watch 2 guys beat the shit out of each other. But the more I watch it, the more of a fan I'm becoming. I understand what takedowns do for the fight.
Yeah.
But to me, if you're going to take somebody down, do something with it. Manhandle that guy. Don't take him down, and then within a second or 2, the guy's already standing back up.
You know who you should go back and watch, Matt? Who was Matt? Now, granted, I wasn't a fan of his for some reason, but I will give credit where credit is due, and that is Matt Hughes. Watch what that guy does as a wrestler.
I've grown. I respect those guys a lot more now.
But I was going to say, Matt Hughes is the reason why GSP learned how to wrestle. Yeah. Just let it be known, because Matt Hughes used to beat his ass, dude. I mean, GSP had to figure that out. I'll credit GSP. He figured it out. But Matt Hughes is the reason.
The first fight, he tapped before Matt Hughes even had the submission.
He didn't want it.
Like, he just grabbed him and he started tapping immediately. He was like, "Oh no!"
Trying to finish this round 1 with a flurry and score some points. Matt Hughes with a submission, and it's all over.
He didn't like to hurt. I mean, dude, he's Canadian. Enough said.
I mean, there's some of those guys though. Once they get their arms wrapped around that neck, you're like, I might be able to fight this. And there's other ones. The second they get you, you're done for. So
now look, if I get caught in a choke, I'm just going to sleep. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I go to sleep.
if you catch my arm, hey, dude, I'm tapping out, dog. There's no need. There's no need
Oh,
for
no,
this to
for
hurt.
real.
There's
Yeah.
no
Nah.
need for this to hurt. And
You ain't
Nah,
breaking
don't
my
break
arm.
my
You
arm.
done.
But
Don't
anyway,
break my
got
damn
it.
arm. Yeah, please don't break my arm. You can choke me
The
out.
old-
but that's
The older you get, the more you realize it's not worth it. Heard.
No.
Yeah. Hey,
50.
dog, you got it, man.
Yeah.
You got it. My bad.
Nah.
I didn't mean to make
50,000
other
ain't enough
Canadians.
for a broken arm for the next 6 months. I'll pass.
Hell no.
GSP was the UFC. He was the Van Damme of the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, he's arguably one of the greatest of all time. So
I know you're talking about Jean-Claude, but
he got boring at the end there, but I give him credit where credit's due.
they all do at some point.
I think
Yeah.
Strickland. Yeah. Listen, I'm glad the Strickland fight went the way that it did because there's been some lower level kind of rumors going around. I guess that they're debating on changing up how they do scoring. So I'll pose this question to you guys. Two things. One, to simplify it anyway. Two things. One, 5 judges instead of 3, and like you brought up about the takedown, it's not going to not necessarily alter what the takedowns points sort of count as, but the way that they score submissions, breakups by the ref, you know how like when they get in certain holds, and you guys know a little bit better than me. So when I was reading it, I was trying to kind of decipher it a little bit. I'm waiting for one of my buddies who refs and lower level UFC stuff to explain it to me. And when he gets back to me, I'll bring it to the show. But long story short, they're debating on kind of changing up or evolving the scoring system. What are your guys' kind of thoughts on that?
Well, that probably would help, but that also won't change how crooked some of these refs are.
No.
Well, no. And obviously TKO and the whole, I mean, again, you're going to see the WWE get a lot more raw. And you're going to see the UFC get a lot more scripted. Like, that's what's going to happen. It's going to hybrid. I mean, obviously, especially with them signing the Raw going to Netflix in January of 25 is going to be followed up with the UFC going to be right behind them. We're going to see a lot of stuff in those platforms, the way that we've been seeing WWE on Peacock the last year and a half. That's about to happen. And so the UFC is going to have to stay entertaining. You're not going to want to, listen, we might like it as not Raw, I shouldn't say Raw. We might like it as pure fighting fans as much, but in whole big money picture, they want more and more and more. And the way to get more fans is to sort of, if you control more of the outcomes and the storylines and you have a little bit more excitement in the cage, the UFC could be bigger than the WWE. And so it's not just going to be 2 sweaty dudes rolling around on the fucking mat, wasting time in like a barrel hold. That's not really submission. To your point on the Strickland fight, yeah, if he would have put him in some holds where he had to either submit or get saved by the bell, et cetera, it might have been more definitive. But I think there was a little bit of scripting involved there. I think the UFC pushed for Strickland to lose.
Oh, yeah, and I believe the UFC started that the second they brought Brock Lesnar in. That started back a long time ago.
Now he's caught up.
Yeah, some of those guys, whenever they make their way into MMA, I don't look forward to watching them get beat up. But did you watch the fight, Marcus?
No, I saw some of the highlights. I mean, I don't know, man. To take a belt, I feel like it's got to be definitive.
That's my whole case. It's my whole case.
I'm not like a huge fan of either guy like that, but like, I'm kind of with Matt. I feel like he should not have lost his belt in that fashion. Now, like, if you're gonna take a dude down and like submit him, cool. But as far as like what Rick was saying with the point system, like, I feel like a takedown should be a certain amount of points you get for a takedown, but what you do with the takedown should like dictate whether or not it's gonna matter, like as far as the score is concerned. But my main thing is like, as a fight fan, I feel like to take a belt, you gotta knock somebody out or like definitively
You got to
whoop
prove
their
it.
ass. You know, submit them. Yeah, something.
Absolutely.
So I didn't
I
see that.
second that motion. Well, also, moving on, because I want us to be able to discuss this. There are some UFC events that we're actually looking forward to. I believe you have the cards list. The list was it 299 and 300. Let's talk 299 first. So we'll start off with who's fighting on there, and make our predictions on each one, and then we'll move on to the 300 card.
Matt, you got the 299 still pulled up?
Yeah, so for the main event, we got Sean O'Malley and Marlon Chito Vera. I think Sean O'Malley's going to get his revenge this time.
Oh, you got Sean O'Malley. You know what? My nephew loves Sean O'Malley.
I do too. I'm a huge
I'm
fan.
a fan too, bro. I'm a fan.
The way
he
handled Aljamain, I think, sort of just cemented his feet into the champion UFC.
I'm not gonna lie, I was hurt in that Aljamain fight, man. I was hurt.
I was happy.
Hurt.
I was happy. I love Aljo, but
he did him bad, man.
It was a great shot.
Real bad.
There's no fighting that.
Yeah.
I felt like that punch was a little racist. There, I said it.
Sterling on it.
How you doing?
Probably was. Probably was.
You know, how you doing? There it is. There it is. Man.
How you doing?
It goes out.
That's my truth right there. That's my truth.
Oh, man.
I was just here, but dude, that was a solid punch.
Yeah.
It just ruined it.
Yeah.
It did.
When you land on your face, that's
nothing you do about that.
I just get caught.
Hey, look.
You just get caught.
So you got I guess you're picking that one is Sean O'Malley against Cheeto.
Yeah, I think he gets his revenge.
What about you, Marcus?
I'm
going
going
with Sean in that one.
I'm going with it. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Rick?
I'm going with Sean because he has the momentum and I think he has the script.
So you guys are going for the white boy. All right. So
You know, Vince.
I'm going for Cheetah.
What power?
Power!
I'm going.
Oh God.
I'm going for Cheeto, dog. I'm going for Cheeto in that one. I got Cheeto.
I think it'll be a
one.
good fight, though. You know, to elaborate on it a little bit.
I do too, but
Yeah, a good fight.
I don't know. I think Sean is really coming into his own lately.
I think he gets the dub.
I like his panache. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. I don't hate O'Malley. You know, but Cheeto Vera, that's that dude right there, bro.
I think the people that Sean has beat on his way to this belt, you can argue the first time Sean lost to Cheeto, it was because he broke his ankle in the fight. So
right, that fight wasn't over when that happened. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't definitive either way.
People say that it was. People say that it wasn't. I mean, it's really up to you at that point. But to me, I think if his ankle doesn't break, he wins that fight.
And he's not the same fighter right now that he was.
No, way better.
O'Malley got weak ankles, just like
fighter.
Floyd Mayweather got weak wrists.
Daddy.
I'm just gonna say that right there. You know, but I hope Cheeto wins. What's the co-main event on that one?
That is Dustin Poirier and St. Dennis. I think Dustin Poirier's. He's pissed off after that last fight, so I think he's ready to come back and show everybody who he is.
But I hear Dustin has been, before you make your pick in that one, I hear Dustin has been avoiding Dariush. Is it Dariush he's been avoiding?
Yeah, I remember us talking about that not long ago, and I haven't seen that. But that may just be my fan blinders on because I love Poirier.
You said fan blinders. I like that.
So the other guy is fighting. The other guy's what is he? Where's he from?
Benoit St. Dennis. I don't know who this guy is, but he's getting a co-main against Dustin Poirier, so he's obviously
I know who he
something.
is. I know who he is. Yeah, I know who he is. He's worked his way to be there. He's worked.
Yeah, he definitely deserves to be there.
Right. Who do you got in that one? Who do you got in that one? You know, Matt.
I got my boy Poirier. No way I can go against him.
Sir Marcus, who do you have in that one?
I don't know. Go with Dustin.
Sir Rick.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if he loses. So I'll go with Dustin. I would if I had to put money.
Okay, I got Dustin in that one. I got Dustin in that one as well.
There you go.
Are there any other fights worth mentioning on that 299?
Kevin Holland fights again. He's fighting Michael Page.
Oh, okay. I got Kevin Holland. I'll just shut my pick out right now.
I love Kevin Holland. Love him. And he's had a camp this time. It's not a 2-week notice where he's fighting again. So he's had time to train and get right.
I respect the fighter that stays in shape,
ready to go.
Me too.
Takes those fights.
I do too. But you risk injury. You risk getting your lights knocked out because you haven't had time to study. And
but he has my absolute respect. I got Holland.
I love Kevin Holland.
You got Holland too, Marcus. What about you, Rick?
Yeah, I got Holland on that one.
He has the momentum. I usually go with low momentum.
Yes, sir. Anyone else?
Gilbert Burns and Jack Della Medea.
Oh,
Madalena. Sorry. Yeah, that's going to be a huge fight, but I think Gilbert Burns takes that one.
Marcus.
Might have to go with the other
No, Jack.
Not yeah.
That's not. A
little bit of upset.
It wouldn't be a huge upset though. But
I don't have too much data on either, so I can't really. I've only probably seen either one of them lose.
And I'm a Gilbert Burns hater too, so
I hate him.
I love Gilbert Burns.
I don't know why. It ain't that to me. I just, some guys,
I like Gilbert. You know what? I'm going to pick Gilbert in this one. Gilbert's got my vote in this one. Anyone else worth mentioning on that 299 card?
Peter Yan fights. I think that's the first main card fight. But I don't know the guy he's fighting. So I think Peter Yan's going to Song Yadong.
Really?
Oh, dude, that's going to be a great fight.
I don't know Song Yadong, so.
Oh, you know,
Japanese or Chinese?
So
your guess is as good as mine.
You guys are
Of course.
Well, the truth is coming out of this show, fellas. The truth with them.
Are you trying to expose me now, man?
If I was trying to be stereotypical, he's obviously got a martial art background. Like, do you know who he is, Al? The way you said that's going to be a good fight, you know him?
If it's the guy I'm thinking of, I believe, you know what? Let me see if I can pull it. I believe he's Korean.
Korean? Like, what's his background in terms of fight style?
All I know is he's gonna song your dong. That's all I know.
How do you know? Those are all English.
Is there a way to find out where Song Your Dong is from?
He's Chinese.
Oh, Chinese? Okay, my bad. My apologies. He's Chinese.
His fight style? What's his fight style? Did it say there?
They say Kung Fu.
Somebody send this to his people and make sure he's getting some fucking playtime right now.
So his
nickname is his nickname's the Kung Fu Kid. So I think there's your answer.
Oh, so
there we go. So he plays some sort of style.
I wasn't being bad. I wasn't saying
that. You're right.
Maybe he does like a Liu King bicycle kick. I've been considering taking Tai Chi, you guys. And Tai Chi is sort of like the mellow part or the meditative part of Kung Fu. I've been told that.
It's very good. It's very good.
If you want to have like a little bit less violent of an experience, that Tai Chi is kind of the way to do it. I'm considering doing it.
No, I'm trying to see blood.
I don't want to make blood. That's my thing. I don't really want to be violent. Like, it's one thing to do. It's one thing to study martial arts. It's another thing to want to like hurt people.
Okay, so hey, let's run down because we got the 300 card that we are really. Let's run down the fights real quick.
So we've got Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway as your main event.
Ooh, who you got in that one, Matt? Who you got in that one?
Max Holloway has got a chin of steel, but I think Justin Gaethje, especially the way he did Dustin Poirier, is going to work his magic on Max Holloway.
Ooh.
And I'm a huge fan of both. I love Max Holloway. And like I said, I'll say it again, he's got a chin of steel. Nobody has even sat that man down. But Justin Gaethje is in his prime right now. He's coming off a huge win.
Yes, he is.
I don't see Justin Gaethje losing this fight.
Aye. All right, Marcus. What about you, buddy?
It's tough, man. Just for Max to win, he's going to have to kill Gaethje. Like, you literally going to have to kill him in the ring. Because he's not going to, give up. He's not going to stop. He's not going to protect himself or nothing. So yeah, I'm with Matt, man. It's kind of hard to pick. I'll say I want Max to win because I'm a huge fan. And I like them both. I feel like Gaethje's going to win, though. But I wouldn't be shocked if Max was to win it. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with Gaethje.
All right, buddy. Rick.
It depends on how much Max takes Gaethje down during the first round and a half. So, because I think where you guys are both coming from, besides liking them both, in other words, like you with Strickland out, like you don't really have a reason to hate either one. So like you're not gonna be like, oh, da, 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 or yay, that fucker lost. So with that said, either one winning is good. So if we want to look at it from a technical perspective, Gaethje has the momentum. I'm big on that stuff with script. If he stayed in shape, like you said, Max is. You said chin of steel. I like that. I like that analogy. But what it is it's the distance. Max is going to get beat if he doesn't keep him on the ground. By about the end of the second round, Max is going to be out of. Max is going to stay in defense the whole time. So, yeah, I'm going to give it to Gaethje, I think, too. I think he's going to outrun him.
I got Gaethje on that one as well. My man is just a straight monster.
Yeah, and those two guys, I think they're going to stand up the whole time.
Oh, yeah. I believe so, too, man. They did.
Yeah.
And, again, I'm a fan of both of them, but I believe Gaethje has this one. What's the next fight, Matt? Let's roll through it real fast.
Weili Zhang is Jacomaine. She's defending her belt. I don't know how to pronounce
she's Chinese. I know that for sure.
I don't know how to pronounce this other woman's name, but they're both Chinese. That's all I know.
She's keeping the belt. She's keeping
the first time that they're doing
that. Both girls are monsters, dude.
Yes.
That is going to be a great fight. Who do you have in that one? Who do you think you got in that one?
Oh, Zhang is the best strawweight of all time. She's got that in the bag.
I actually wouldn't want to fight her either.
No.
I wouldn't want to fight her either. As a man, I would not want to.
No. She'll kick off 4 more asses at once.
What you got in that one, Marcus?
Weili's keeping her belt.
Right on. Rick, what about you?
Yeah, same thing. She's going to keep the belt. That's not going to probably change hands.
I concur. That's going to be a good one. Next one.
Yuri Prochazka. He's finally fighting again. I don't know this other guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name either. I think it's Alexander Rockets. I don't know.
The Russian guy. I think they're billing this as his comeback, though. This other guy's come back. He's probably.
Well, Yuri's as well because he just lost He just lost to Alex. And then him and Alex Ferreira fought for the vacant belt, and he lost. So this is his first fight back from that. I think he's ready to put a whooping on.
All right, so you got Prochazka. How do you pronounce that again?
Prochazka.
Yuri Prochazka.
Yeah, that's it. I got him as well. What about you, Marcus?
Yeah. I got him.
What about you, Rick?
I can't give a fair assessment. I haven't watched either fighter enough.
No worries at all. Next fight.
Aljo is coming back. He's fighting Calvin Kattar.
Ooh. Who you got in that one?
Ooh, that's tough, though.
I love Aljo, but I think that last fight kind of diminished him, and Calvin Kattar's on the come up right now. I think Calvin Kattar might put it. If Aljo wants to wrestle, Aljo's going to win. But if they don't get down on the mat, Calvin Kattar's going to win.
White boy again. Okay.
White boys is going to do what white boys is going to do.
Yes. Here we go.
What about you, Marcus?
I'm rocking with Aljo, man. I mean, Sugar put him down. He hurt him. He killed him, but Aljo got he's got a heart. He's got a heart of a champ, and he'll be back.
Right on. What about you, Rick, real quick?
Have any of you guys seen Aljo since he's been back? Like train?
I haven't.
I haven't either, so I don't really know how he's looking right now. It's been a minute. Over 2 years since his last fight?
That was last year.
The beginning of last year. I'm not sure. Can't call it.
Right on. I got Aljo on this one. But hey, folks, that's about all this time we have. If you guys want to subscribe, like, share, please do so.
Comment.
Yes. Also, check out our merch. The info's back up in our bio. you're also looking for any artwork, please hit my nephew Nate up. His info is also in our bio.
Yes, sir. And check out our intro and outro track. It's called Trap Sax. It's by an artist named NISH. You can find his music on SoundCloud and YouTube.
Right on. So signing off, I'm Al, Marcus, Rick, and Matt. Peace.
Later.